The police say the increase in offenders on the list is down to more people being reported and successfully taken to court. But that's not the full picture.
We have people coming over from the UK who are registered sex offenders within the UK coming to Gibraltar for the Spanish lifestyle that is limited to them now because of Brexit and the limitations that brings. And when they come to Gibraltar with the intention to reside in Gibraltar, my team will actively seek notification orders on them, which means they go onto our register and they are now managed by the offender management team in Gibraltar.
That's so interesting because if a sex offender commits a crime locally, the local press will report it, their name will be in the local media, people will be aware of these individuals. But if someone comes over from the UK, how are the public meant to know that, a sex offender lives next door? In the UK, the lists of sex offenders are made publicly available, but they're not here.
I think the danger in living in such a small community like Gibraltar is that there could be retribution and there could be actions taken against people because of convictions that they may have done 20 years ago. The fact that the offender management team is on top of it and we use the resources that we have in order to manage these offenders effectively, I would hope would safeguard our community and would make people feel safer knowing that that's happening, and it's happening quite robustly and quite swiftly.
Has there been any discussion or consideration within the department or within government agencies about making the sex offender list public?
There hasn't been at the moment, no.
People are added to the list for a wide variety of reasons. Depending on the offence, some are on for life.
We do home visits, we do unannounced visits, and we do digital monitoring as well. That would be going out to an offender, looking at all of their devices, checking their internet history, what they've been searching, making sure that they cannot delete any content so that it is available to a police officer at any time that it is requested for that to be reviewed and checked to make sure that they are not breaching any of the requirements that they have by law.
And what about offenders that come from abroad?
When we are notified by the UK that we have an offender travelling to Gibraltar, my team will actively meet that offender at the airport and we will be actively monitoring any reports that come through regarding them. We have actually prevented offenders from travelling to Gibraltar in the first place. We have the ability to go to court for what's called an entry prohibition order, where we can make a case to the judge that this offender is of a high risk and should not be allowed to enter Gibraltar, and we have actually been successful in those applications in the past.
The police also support their rehabilitation. So how effective is their work in preventing future offences?
We have seen very few of our offenders reoffend sexually, which means that it is working. We work with a multi-agency and we do a lot of work around therapeutic interventions because they may have a change in circumstances, they may have a mental health crisis, and we are ready to intervene and put interventions in place to ensure that they don't get to the point where they will reoffend.
As well as monitoring convicted offenders, the police are also introducing a team dedicated to finding online child predators.
The digital age has changed how we all do daily life, but it's also changed how predators operate as well. So we are actively learning from our UK counterparts around how we can best bring these perpetrators to justice, because I think the message has to be very, very clear. We will find out who you are, we will bring you to court and we will prosecute you for the offences, and then we will bring you under the management of the offender management team.
Any reports of sexual abuse can be made to the RGP's specialist team on 200 48042 or filed online.